Hi guys, I have told you how to use a split method, right? Yes. So today we'll see how to split a string without using the inbuilt split method. This is the day 33 of our programming class. So it is not usually asked. It's not usually asked that to split a string without inbuilt split method. But if they ask, you'll know how to do. And that is not my intention here. My intention is to, give you more logic here. Okay. So when you solve this program, I think that you will be able to understand strings more clearly. How to use strings and how to write a loop. I think you'll understand more clearly. Okay. Fine. So now, you know let's see how do I split a string without using inbuilt split method. So if I have a string like this, just a minute, I think there will be a voice problem here. Okay, I think now the voice problem won't be there.
If I have a string, okay, let me maximize. That is, this is my class and full stop. This is my string. Okay, and I'll be writing the indexes. Index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, because space also occupies one character. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. What's the length of this string? Length of this string is 17. 0 to 16 means 17 numbers are there. Okay. So how do I split now? After splitting, what is my output, right? What is my output? My expected output is something like this, right? Where my AR will point to one array. AR will point to one array like this. It will point to one array. In that array, what I want is I want 4 sections to happen, and I want the default index values 0, 1, 2, 3 to be given. Okay, I want the default values to be given like this. Then what I want is I want this string, the first word to come here. This is my class. Agree or not? What I want is I want this output. Okay, I'm sorry, for you it is this side, right? Okay, so I want this output. I want this is my class word, each word stored in a array. What type array? String type array. Agree? Yes. So this is my final output which I want. I want the first word to be going air of 0. I want to store second word to in air of 1. I want to store third word in air of 2. The fourth word in air of 3. Agree? Which means, don't you think if I have to store in the array, first array has to be created? Yes, right? If I have to store these things in the array, first what has to be created? Array has to be created. If the array is created, then only I can store into the array. But the question is, how do you create array, right? How do you create array? You can create array by telling something like this, right? You have to tell new. Why? To store what type of data? Don't you think all of them are string type of data? Yes. Not integer type, but string type of data. I have to tell, hey, I want to store string type data. Now the question, how many data do you want to store? Now don't think I want to store 4 data here. I want to store 4 data. Agree or not? I want to store 4 data. And see, this is compulsory. You must write how much data you have to store. Okay, this is compulsory. That is why if you want to create an array, you should know what size array you are creating, or else you can't create an array. Is the point clear? You should know this. Okay, this is the demerit of the array. What's the demerit of the array? One of the demerit is you have the size is fixed. The size is fixed, which means when you are creating an array, whatever size you tell, that size is fixed. Which means I have to now tell a 4 words. I want to store 4 words. I have to tell. Agree or not? Don't you think here I have to put a word count? How much word is there in my string? That I have to tell. Yes, I have to put word count here. Okay, that's it. How to get word count? That we'll see later. But somehow you have to get how many words are there. That word count you have to store it here. And I'll tell array is AR one dimensional of the type string. Okay, so this is what you have to tell. Okay, so as soon as you tell this, what will happen? We'll see. Okay, we'll see. So first what I'll do, I'll go to the code. First I'll let me write the string. I'll write string s is equals to this. Okay, here there's a problem. This is my class. This is my class. So let's see, right? First I have to tell what? I have to tell, hey, I want a new memory. Why? To store string type of data. How many data do you want to store? I want to store 4 data, I can tell. Okay, as of now I'm telling 4. And here I'll tell it is AR. Okay, what dimensional? One dimensional AR, and string type data it will store. But as you can see, there is some problem here. How can I guarantee that it is always 4? This is called as hard coding, right? So how can I guarantee that it is always 4 only? What if my string changes? Agree? What if I enter 3 words? Then there will be a problem. What I want is whatever string they enter, right? Whatever string they enter, upon that I have to do an operation. Upon that I have to do an operation to understand how many words are there. Okay, so how do you think how I can decide that how many words are there? What do you think I should do? Right? We as humans, how you tell there are 2 words, right? See, if I write a string like this, right? If I write a string, you know, how, okay, how are you? Ignore that I. Okay, I'm writing how are you. How many words are there? 3 words are there. So you are differentiating between this is a word and that is a word. How you are differentiating? When you're seeing one space, agree or not? When you're seeing one space, you understood that, you know, yes, we have found the end of a word, and so on. So when, see, what I'll do is like this. This is the logic here, okay? How do I calculate how many words are there? Simple. You just have to see how many spaces are there. Here, how many spaces are there? 1 space, 2 space. 2 spaces are there. If there are 2 spaces, for this I have to add 1. For this I have to add 1 so that it will become 3. So if 2 spaces are there, means 3 words are there. So what I'll do is I will tell one code here, that is a int word count is equals to space count plus 1. Don't you think space count plus 1 is word count? Here how many spaces are there? 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, right? What is space count? 3. Space count is 3. What is 3 plus 1? 4. Don't you think 4 is nothing but word count? Yes, there are 4 words. Okay, you take any other word, you know, you take, you know, India is, you know, India is a great country. Okay, here how many spaces are there? 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space. So if you notice here, okay, the space count is 4. The space count is 4. What is word count? Word count is space count plus 1. That is word count equals to 4 plus 1. That is word count is equals to 5. Don't you think? How many words are there? 1, 2, okay, 3, 4 and 5 words are there. Simple. Okay. So what do you have to do? Each and every time whatever string I get, upon that string I have to calculate how many spaces are there. Okay. How do you calculate how many spaces are there? I'll write a for loop. Okay. What I'll do, first I'll create one variable int space count equal to 0. I have created one variable. Why I created this variable? To count how many spaces are there. Okay. Next, how do I count spaces? For loop I will write 1 by 1 character I will take. Int I should start from 0. I is less than s dot len I plus plus I plus plus. Okay. Here what should I check? I have to check one condition. What is the condition? Hey, if that s dot char, if that s dot char at of I, if it is equal to space, if the s dot char of I, if it is equal to space, whenever a character is equal to space character, you know, space count plus plus I will tell, right? What I'm asking, hey, whenever you see one space, increment the count so that I'll get to know how many spaces are there. After this for loop is completed, what is the meaning of for loop is completed? After searching the whole string, when I come out, I'll get to know how many spaces are there. Space count plus 1 is word count. Word count I got, and I have to put that word count here. Okay, I have to put that word count here. So Now, whatever string you pass, if there are 4 words, one array will be created with the size 4. If there are 5 words, one array will be created of the size 5. Like that. Okay? Yes. So let me print here, what is this word count? So I'll print system dot out dot println. Okay, what you have to print word count. I will tell. Okay, that's it. For this string, what's the word count? 4. Answer is 4. So this is my, I'll tell 32nd, okay, 33rd class, right? 33rd class. So how many words are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 words are there. So it should tell us the WC value, word count value is 5. As you can see, we are getting the 5 as an answer. This is all fine, but there is a problem here, right? What's the problem? The problem is, what if there are multiple spaces? What if there are multiple spaces? Yes, let's see here. So I'll compile and I'll execute. It is telling 14 words are there. Are there 14 words? No, there are no 14 words. Okay. Why it is telling 14 words? Why? Because first it is calculating how many spaces are there. 1 space, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 spaces are there. 13 space plus 1, 14 word count it is telling. But we don't want that to happen. So how to overcome this problem in the next program, I'll tell you. Okay, in the next program I'll tell you, if there are, I have already taught you, if there are multiple spaces, how do you make it as one space? I have already taught you using that replace method. Okay, I have taught you, but again I'll tell you without using inbuilt method in the next program. In the next program I'll tell you. In this program we are assuming that between each word there is exactly one space. We are assuming that between each word there is exactly one space, and we are also assuming that there are no spaces in the beginning of a string and end of a string. We are assuming that there are no spaces. But if you know that there are spaces in the beginning of a string and end of a string, use a trim method to remove the trailing and leading spaces. Use a trim method, right? To remove the in between spaces, use replace all method, right? I have already taught you. So here we are assuming that it is in a proper order. Okay, fine. So next, okay, I will not print word count here. I will not print word count. I have created the array. I want to print the array elements. Okay, I want to print the array elements. How do you print the array elements? Can I tell like this system dot out dot println? Can I tell print AR here? Is it possible to print an array like this? No, it is not possible. Either you have to print element by element. See, now it is printing the address. Either you have to print element by element, or you have to call an inbuilt method. What is that? Where is it present? It is present in arrays dot toString. Okay, toString. Which array you want to convert to string? Array AR. Now I'll compile. If it shows me error, I have not imported. So it is telling cannot find symbol. Why it can't find symbol? Because I have to import it. Let's see. Import java.util. I have to tell what? I have to tell here star. Star means what? Import scanner also, import arrays also, import array list also. Whatever is in the util package, import that I'm telling. So now let's see what is there in the util package. What is there in the util package? So I have gone to my computer. I have to go to C folder, program files. In the program files there is Java. Inside Java there is JDK. Inside JDK there is something called as SRC. I will open this SRC. Okay, let's open this SRC. Inside the SRC folder you have all the source files. In that Java dot, in that util dot. Now if you tell star, please understand. If you tell star, all these are imported. Everything is imported. If you notice here, there is a date, there is currency, okay, there is dictionary. Now, did I teach you what is dictionary, what is currency and all? No. You can learn on your own. Just double click that, see what methods are there, see how to use it, what it returns, what it accepts, simply use that. Okay, and there is many things here. So everything is imported, But the question is, are these folders imported? No. When you tell import java.util.star, these folders are not imported. Is it clear? The Java files are imported. These are the, can you see what's the type here? The type of this file is Java file. Okay. All the Java files are imported. The folders are not imported. Okay. So I hope that is clear. So here I will erase this. Okay. So this is the way to import arrays and print arrays. So I am printing the arrays now. If I print the arrays, can you see that it is null, 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 null? Why? Because when you create an array, default values are added, right? For integer type array, default value is 0. For boolean type array, default value is false, right? For double type array, default value is 0.0. For string type array, default value is null. For dog type array, default value is null. For string buffer type array, default value is null. Why? Because if you are using classes, don't you think string is a class? Yes, string is a class. Dog is a class. So if you are using classes, it will be null. Okay, it will be null. Default values are null. Okay, so that is why default values are null. Now what has happened? What has happened is, let me show it to you in this way. Okay, so I will I will tell new, control N, new, don't save. Okay, so as soon as you tell you want a new memory, what had happened is one new array is created of the size what? Let me tell as of now it is 4. This is my class. Index 0, 1, 2, 3. This is what has happened in your array. Default value null, 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 and null are given here. Now the question is this null? Is this in double quotes? Because it is a string type array. Is this in double quotes? No. Is it clear? Your null is not a double quote, because if you tell in double quotes, it becomes a string. Agree or not? Whatever you tell within double quotes, it becomes a string. See, your null is not a string. Is it clear? It's a keyword there. It's a keyword. It's a keyword. More on this null I'll be telling in this video itself. More on this null I'll be telling in this video. Okay, but what you have to understand is the meaning of null means it is not pointing to any object. That's the meaning of null. Okay, I'll tell about that in detail. So what you have to understand now is null is not a string type. Null is not a string type. If anything has to be a string, it has to be enclosed within double quotes. There is no double quote here. It is pure null. That's it. Okay. So this is the default value which is added by the JVM now. Okay. Oh, that is there. That is there. That is an array. That is an array AR. Okay, I'll write array AR here. Okay. Let's take a string type. Let me trace and let me tell you what should happen here. Okay. So what you have understood till now, you have understood that. Okay, split method, what normally split method will do? Normal split method will split each word and store it in the array. Now if I have to do it manually, first if I have to store in an array, first array has to be created. Yes, programming means you have to think logically, right? If you have to store something, if you have to store some money in your purse, first purse has to be there. Yes, same thing here also. If you have to store something in an array, first array has to be there. So to now think, okay, if array has to be there, I have to create array. And if I have to create array, there is some rules. The size is fixed, which means I should first ask the string, how much word do you have? If we have 4 words, I will create one array of the size 4. If we have 5 words, I will create one array of the size 5. So that is why first thing what you do is, if you see the program, right? First thing, as soon as I have my string, first thing I count is how many spaces are there. As soon as I get my space, I'll get to know how many words are there. As soon as I get my words, I'll create one array, right? Because our task is to create an array. If you have to create an array, you should know the word length, word count. If you want to know the word count, you have to know the space count. Yes. Okay, everything is done. Next what? That was the first part of our program. The second part of our program is little difficult to understand. So if you want, you can watch it in 0.75x mode. Okay. Yes. So let me take the string. Okay. The string is this is my class and full stop. So I'll be writing the indexes. Index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. Okay. Now what should happen, right? What should happen? What should happen is, I want to store what is the first word? The first word is this. I want to store that this here. I want to store that this here. Which means I should copy only this, right? I should copy only this word. Okay. So how do I do that? See, how do I do that is, I'll create one empty string. I'll create an empty string like this. Okay, watch here. I'll create an empty string. Okay, I'll tell string word. Okay, string word is equal to empty string. I'll create. What? Why I have given this name? Word. Why word only? I could have given any other variable, right? Why word only I have given? Why? Because this string will store the word. This string will store the word now. It will store the word. Okay, it will store the word. So, how it will store the word? What do you call as a word? What is a word? Simple. Okay, what I'll do is first I'll write a for loop here. I'll write a for loop. Simple. I'll write a for loop. In that for loop, I'll write a int I should start from 0. Okay, I should be less than s dot length because I has to traverse completely. It has to traverse completely. S dot length. Okay, then I'll tell I plus plus. Okay, inside this for loop, what should I check? Inside this for loop, what I have to check is I have to check if that s dot caret of I, okay, if that s dot caret of I is that equal to space or not, I am checking. That's it. Okay. Okay. What am I checking? I am checking that if is it equal to space. For example, let me take a different color here. Okay. So I value is 0. When my I value is 0, don't you think I'll take s dot caret of 0? Yes. What is s dot caret of 0? S dot caret of 0 is t. So I'm comparing now. Is this t? Is it equal to space character? Is t equal to space? No. No means what? No means what? Think. Don't you think if it is not a space, then it is a part of a word? Agree or not? Think. If t is not a space, which means t is a part of a word. T is a part of a word. That's why if this, don't you think now condition is false? Yes, when the condition is false, what I'll tell for this if I'll write one else. In that else I'll tell t word is equals to word plus s dot caret of I. Okay, this is what I will tell. This is our else part here. This is our else part. Okay, so what am I doing? I'll undo this. Okay, in the else part I have to tell else part. What I have to tell in the else part? My new value of word is equals to old value of word plus s dot caret of I. This is what I have to tell. Why? What happens? Let's see. Let me trace it. Let me write the word here. Okay. Don't you think initially my word is empty string? Yes. Let me write my word as empty string. Okay. Word is empty string. First I am comparing, right? What is s dot caret of I? S dot caret of I is t. Is t equal to space? No. No means else part. In the else part, what am I telling? In the else part, I am telling add that character to whom? Add that character to word. So I am adding it to word. I have added it to word. Then I plus plus will happen. When I increments, you have this character h. You have this character h. Okay. What is s dot caret of I now? It is h. Is h is equal to space? No. H is not equal to space. Agree or not? Is h is equal to space? No. No means else part. Else part means add it to word, I am telling. Okay. Add it to word. H is added to word. Okay. H is added to word. Then I am seeing the next character I. I am asking what is s dot caret of I now? S dot caret of I is I. Is I is equal to space? No. If it is not a space, okay, don't you think all these four characters are not equal to space? Yes. If it is equal to space, I'll do something, I'll say later. But if it is not equal to space, I'm telling add it to the word. I'm telling like that, add it to the word. So I also am adding it to the word. Next, I have the character yes. Yes also I am adding it to the word. Okay. So THIS, all this I am adding it to the word. Now I can write this program in one more way. Okay, one more way. Let me write in that way also. So I have rewritten the program here so that it is very neat here. So in one more way I can write it. All depends upon you. Okay, like this. Okay, what I will ask first, I'll ask if that s dot char if that s dot caret of I, if that character, if it is not equal to space, right? If that ith character, if it is not equal to space, then what should I do? Okay, for example, what's the first character? T. Is T, don't you think T is not equal to space? Yes, T is not equal to space, which means it is a part of a word. So what should I tell here? I have to tell if that s dot character of I is not equal to space, then word is equals to word plus s dot char at of I. That's it. Okay. What should I tell? I have to tell only this much. I have to tell only this much. If it is not a space, it is part of a word. So add it to word I am telling. So my word string, this is my memory. Okay, all of this right side, whatever you are seeing, it is a memory. Left side is my program. So word, initially my word was empty string. First I am adding the character T. Okay, I am adding the which character? I am adding the character T. Okay. Then what will happen? I plus plus will happen. I becomes 1. I becomes 1. When I becomes 1, what is s dot caret of 1? S dot caret of 1, if you want me to trace, s dot caret of 1 is h. Don't you think h is not equal to space? Yes, this condition is true. H is not equal to space. If h is not equal to space, what's the character? H is the character. Plus, what's in the word? In the word there is a T. T, which is a string. String plus character is a string. T plus h is th. Where are you storing th? In the word. Your word will become what now? Th. Your word will become what? Th. Okay. Then what will happen? I plus plus. I becomes 2. It will check the condition. Is 2 less than s dot length? Yes. What is s dot caret of 2? I value is 2. S dot caret of 2 is I character. It will check I character is not equal to space. Yes, I character is not equal to space character. Condition is true. If the condition is true, what will happen? Your if condition will execute. First word will come. What's the word here? Your word is th, which is a string. Plus, what is the ith character? Ith character is I. What is th plus I? Thi. Where are you storing? Word. So your word will become what? Thi. Agree? Yes. Till here you are understanding? Yes. Watch here. Next. Very important. Watch here. Next, thi has come here. Next, what will happen? Your I will increment to 3. I will increment to 3. What is s dot caret of 3? S dot caret of 3 is character s. So, what am I checking? I am checking that s should not be equal to space. Yes, our character s is not equal to space. If it is not equal to space, it is part of a word. All of them, all of the characters which are not equal to space, they are part of a word. So, I am adding that word to the word. So, s will come here. S will come here, right? Then I will become 4. I will become 4. When I becomes 4, now it will check the condition. It will check the condition. Watch here. What it will check like this? Watch here. Okay. THIS has come here. Okay. Your I value will become 4. When I becomes 4, can you see here 4? Yes. What is s dot caret of 4? S dot caret of 4 is space. So, space is not equal to space. I am asking, a space is not equal to space? This is wrong, right? Because space is equal to space. But here I am asking whether space, is it equal to space or not equal to space? I am asking it is not equal to space. Condition is false. When the condition is false, don't you think else part will execute? Yes. Else part executes. Is it clear? Else part executes. Okay. So in the else part, what should I tell? When the control will come to the else part, your control will come to the else part when it sees a space character. Okay. When it sees a space character, it will come to the else part. Why like that? Why? Because, okay, when it sees a space character, it will come to the else part. Because if it doesn't see a space character, maybe it sees character A. A is not equal to space, this will execute. It will see B. B is not equal to space, your if body will execute. It will see 5. 5 is also not equal to space, your if body will execute. It will see special character. Special character is also not equal to space, your if condition is true. But when you see a space, is space not equal to space? No, space is equal to space. Condition is false. I hope that is clear. So, when you see a space, control will come to the else part. What should I do when the control comes to else part? Watch here carefully. When the control comes to else part, which means, don't you think the control has reached here? When you see a space, it means that control has reached here. When the control has reached here, don't you think I can guaranteedly tell that whatever is present in the word, agree or not, whatever is present in the word, Whatever is present in the word variable is one word. Agree? When I see a space, I can tell, okay, now I have seen space, which means previous to the spaces, all of them were part of one word. Yes. Okay, that's why what I have to do is, I have to tell, okay, in the else part means when you see a space, whatever is there in this word, so whatever is in the word variable, okay, where should I store it? Don't you think first word has to be stored in air of 0? Agree or not? Yes, I have to tell, store it in air of 0, I have to tell, store it in air of 0, I have to tell. Now what happens after this? What happens is, this null is replaced and this will come and sit here. This will come and sit here. Is it clear? Understood? Okay, this is what happens. Then what will happen? Then what will happen is I plus plus will happen. Now one thing I will ask you. You have stored this word, this in this air of 0. You have stored that. As soon as you store, do you have use of this word variable anymore? Do you have use of that word variable anymore? You don't have use of the word variable, right? Because for the next iteration, you want a new word to happen. What you have to tell here is, you have to make your word as empty string. You have to tell a clear my word. You have to tell clear my word. You have to clear your word. Is it clear? Why? What happens if you don't clear your word? We will see that. We will see about that. Okay. So now let's imagine I have not cleared my word, right? I have not cleared my word. Then what will happen? Let's see. Okay. So what I have to do? Don't you think first I have to store first word in air of 0, then I have to store the second word in air of 1, then I have to store the third one in air of 2, fourth word in air of 3. Agree? Which means what I have to do is, I have to create a one more variable. I have to create one more variable to point the indexes of the array. Okay, that's why let me create one variable h. I will create one variable h, int h. Int h is equal to 0. I should create before the for loop. I should create before the for loop. Int h equal to 0. Why? Because that variable h, where is it? Okay, that variable h will be pointing to the indexes. Now h is pointing to 0. So what I will tell is, air of h should contain word, should contain the word. So word value I am giving it to whom? Air of h. What is the word value now? This. So this, don't you think it will come and sit here like this in air of h? H value 0, right? I will write h value 0. So this is stored in air of h, air of 0. Immediately, as soon as I store the first word in air of 0, can I store any other word in air of 0? No. If I store something in air of 0, can I store anything else other in air of 0? No. Don't think I have to store in air of 1 only. Next word has to be stored in air of 1 only, which means h, which is pointing to 0, it should be ready to point to 1. Yes. What should I tell here? As soon as I tell store it in air of h, immediately I will tell h plus plus. Understood? Why? Why? Because as soon as you store the word here in air of 0, don't you think that h value is waste now? What is h value? H value is 0. In that 0th index, it's already saved, it's already stored. You increment your h so that it will point to the next location where you have to store. Okay. So h value now, okay, it will be pointing to this value 1, this index 1. Okay. But did I clear my word now? No, I have not cleared my word. My word is still containing what? My word is still containing this. I have not cleared. Then what will happen? Let's see. I will tell I plus plus. My I will become what now? I will become 5. I plus plus I have told I will become 5. When I becomes 5, what will happen? It will compare s dot caret of 5. What is s dot caret of 5? S dot caret of 5 is I character. Yes, I character is not equal to space. Condition is true. I character is not equal to space. If it is not equal to space, add that I character to the word. Now what is the word here? The word is this. This plus I becomes thisi. Yes or no? For the previous word only we are keep on adding. Yes, thisi. Next, what will happen if this if executes, else will not execute? So I plus plus will happen. I becomes a 6. When I becomes 6, what is s dot caret of 6? S dot character of 6 is S character. Yes, S character is not equal to space. Condition is true. So add that S to the previous value of word. The previous value of word is THISI. For that I am adding S. Then I plus plus, I becomes 7. I becomes 7. Watch here. When I becomes 7, you are seeing one space. Whenever you are seeing one space, else part will execute. In the else part, what am I telling? I am telling whatever is in the word, add it to air of H. What is the H value? H value is 1, right? H value is 1. What is there in the word? In the word, you have THISIS. So don't think that is added. Do you want this THIS to come? No, you don't want this to come. That is why what you have to do is very simple. Okay, you have to tell as soon as you add the word into the air of H, there are some update has to be done. What is the first update? As soon as you add, okay, as soon as you add word to air of H, H plus plus should happen. Not only that, your word, it has to be empty. You have to clear your word. As soon as I tell a clear your word, what will happen is, okay, that word will be cleared like this, right? That word will become empty string. Okay, word will become empty string. Yes or no? Yes, logically you think, as soon as you store this word in array, do you have use of this anymore? No. So clear it. Okay. This is the logic which you will be using every time in programming. You have to be very careful and very, you should think a lot that is this variable after storing it in one location, is this of use to me? No means clear that immediately. Okay, see, I have stored the word variable in the air of 0. As soon as I store it, do I have use of that word variable? No, I don't have use of the word variable now. The value is no more use. The value is stored in air of 0. The value is no more use. Clear the value. This practice, if you have, 90% of the problem you will evade. Okay, this is very important in programming. Okay, so I have cleared that word. Okay, I have cleared the word. Next what? Next what I'll tell you. I'll come back to tracing. Next your I will increment to 5. Your I has incremented to 5. I will increment to 5. Okay. When I increments to 5, first we will compare. What is h dot of 5? I. I is not equal to space. Yes, I is not equal to space. If I is not equal to space, condition is true. Because I is not equal to space. You are telling, take the content of word. What is the content of word? Empty string. Plus s dot of I. What is s dot of I? I plus empty string is string I. Where are you storing string I? In the word. Your word will become string I. I hope it is clear. Next your I will increment, right? Your I will increment to what? I will increment to 6. What is s dot of 6? S dot of 6 is character S. Is character S equal to space? No, character S is not equal to space. Character S is not equal to space. If character S is not equal to space, okay, I will increment to 6. Character S is not equal to space. Add that character S to whom? To the word content. What is the word content? Word content is I. What is I plus S? IS. Where are you storing IS? In the word. So you are storing IS in the word. You are storing what in the word? You are storing IS in the word. Okay, you are storing what? IS in the word. Then what will happen? Your I will increment to 7. What is s dot of 7 here? S dot of 7 is a space. Is space is equal to space? Yes, space is equal to space, and this condition is false. It will come to the else part. What are you telling? Whatever is there in the word, store it in air of H. You are telling. What is the H value? Yes, H value is 1. What is the word content? Word content is. Is where are you storing? In air of 1. As soon as you store in air of 1, H plus plus, your H will become 2. Yes, H will point to this index now. Yes, because next this is where I have to go. Then immediately I am making word as empty. Yes, this is a good habit to make word as empty. Word will become empty string. I hope this is clear. Let me go here and let me write the program. What I have to do? I have to write a for loop. Int I should start from 0. I should be less than s dot length, and I'll tell I plus plus. If s dot char at of s dot char at of I, if it is equal to space. Let me write it in another way now. Okay, don't get confused. So what I'm asking, If it is equal to space, do something, later I will tell. But else part is there, else part, right? If it is not equal to space, right? If s dot caret of I equal to space, you do something. But if else part means what? If it is not equal to space, if it is not equal to space, it is part of a word, immediately word is equals to word plus s dot caret of I. Okay, s dot caret of I. S dot caret of I have to tell. That's it in the else part. In the else part means if it is not a space, add it to the word, add it to the word, add it to the word. No, that much only I have to tell, which means I have to create a string word here. String word is equal to empty string. Then in the future I am going to need one index to point. So int h equals to 0. Int h equals to 0 I will tell. Okay, why this h? So that I can point it to the array where I can store the word. Okay, fine. Then after this, here I have to tell, whenever you see a space, if you see a space, it means that the content before it is a word. So I will tell in AR of h, okay, in AR of h, whatever is in the word, add it to AR of h. As soon as I store it in h has to increment because I have to point to the next one. Then I have to tell my word is empty string. I have to clear my word, agree or not? Because for the next word I want to store. Yes. Then what I will do, I will print the array elements now. Since I have stored all the elements in the array, I will print array elements. How do I print array elements? Let me use enhanced for loop, so that will be a revision for you. I will tell from the array AR, give one by one element to data. Of what type data? Each word is of what type? String type data. Then let me print this data. System.out.println. Okay. What am I doing? I am printing the data. Yes. So compile, and if I execute, watch here carefully. It is telling this is my 33rd null. So let me remove that 33rd, right? Okay. Okay. I'll save. I'll compile, and I will run. Now, as you can see, it is printing this is my null. Why it is like that, we have to understand. Okay, why it is like that, what is happening here, what's the problem? Let's try to understand. Okay, let's try to understand. Okay. Let me minimize this. Okay. So if you understand this, then the program will be more easy and more easy for us. Okay. So let me take one pen here, right? Let me take one pen. Okay, so where do I have to go? I have to go here below, because here is the code. Okay. And yeah, let me create that array here, array AR. Okay, this is my array. This side I'll keep on array. Okay, index is 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the h value, right? The h value is, okay, initially it is 0, right? The h value is 0 and it is pointing here. H value is 0. Okay. By default, don't think everything is null. By default, everything is null, everything is null, and everything is null. Yes, by default, everything is null. Next, what? Let me take this word variable here. Let me take the word variable. Okay. Initially, my word is empty string. Okay. And first I have, okay, I think I need okay, I need sample of that string. So let me get that string and create a sample here. I'll copy this string. Try to understand here. I'll copy it and let me paste it here. I'll be pasting it here. Okay, fine. So this is, now let's try to understand, why I'm getting that null. Okay, so first s.caret of 0. Okay, is it equal to space? No. No means add it to word. H, is it equal to space? No. Add it to word. I, is it equal to space? No. Add it to word. Yes, is it equal to space? No. Add it to word. Then you have space. Is it equal to space? Yes. If space is equal to space, then whatever is there in the word stored in air of h. You think carefully. Where is my h pointing? H point is pointing to 0. What I am telling, whatever is there in the word this has to be stored in air of h. So null is removed and this will come here. Is it clear? As soon as that you are telling h plus plus. So now h, don't think it will point to 1. Yes, h will point to 1. You are telling word as empty string. So you don't think your word will become empty string. So if I undo everything, so that will be our answer. Let's see. Now what has happened is like this, okay. My word is empty string now. My h is pointing here and this is occupied with this, okay. After storing this, after storing h there, then what will happen? Then I plus plus, you are seeing this I. Is I equal to space? No, add that I to the word. Then you are seeing yes. Is s is equal to space? Understand one thing. Is s equal to space? No, add it to word. Then you are seeing on space. Is space is equal to space? Yes. If space is equal to space, whatever is there in the word, add it to air of h. What is h value? See, h is already pointing to the 1th index. So whatever is there in the word, what is there in the word is has to be stored in air of h. So this null will go, this is will come and sit here. Then immediately h plus plus you are telling your h will point to this index now 2. H will point to index 2. So I hope you are noticing we are making the h ready, right? We are making the h ready now. We are making the h ready. Then then what will happen? We are making word as empty string. So word will become empty string. You have to understand that. Then I plus plus will happen. Then you are seeing my, right? You are seeing my. So I want you to understand when you are adding here. Yes, watch here. When I see m, is m equal to space? No, add it to word. Okay. Is y equal to space? No, add it to word. When I am seeing a space on the right hand side, then I am adding the word. Yes, agree or not? When I see space here, then this word I am adding. Agree or not? Yes. So when I see space, what is there in the word my? Store it. So I am storing it here. I am storing it. As soon as I store h plus plus, h has to increment to this index. Word has to become empty. My word has become what? It has become empty. Yes. Then what will happen? Then your I plus plus will happen. C, is it a space? No, add it to word. Then L, is it a space? No, add it to word. A, is it a space? No, add it to word. S, is it a space? No, add it to word. Again, yes, is it a space? No, add it to word. Then dot, is it a space? No, add it to word. You have added everything to the word. Agree or not? Everything is there ready in the word. Everything is there ready in the word. But what's the problem? After seeing this dot, your I value has incremented to 17. Your I value has incremented to 17. Is that 17? Is it inside the string or outside the string? The string is outside the string. The index is outside the string. If the index is outside the string, your for loop will end. Agree or not? Your for loop will end. Now, if our for loop ends, are we storing anything in the null? Are we storing anything in air of 3? No, we are not storing. Again, I'll tell you why you are not storing. I'll tell you in a different way so that you can understand. See, when I saw this space, don't you think this word was added to the array? Yes. When I saw this space, this word was added to the array? Yes. When I saw this space, the previous word was added to the array? Yes. But tell me, is there any spaces here? No, there are no spaces. So if there are no spaces, will the for loop add it? Understood? Okay. So for loop will not add the last word. Who has to add the last word? We have to add the last word. That's it. Simple program. We have to add the last word. I hope it is clear. Okay. So I will undo this. Watch here. So what happens is now I have the array, right? I have the array like this. Index is 0, 1, 2, 3. Before h was pointing to this index 0. So I have added this. Okay. Then whatever was there in the word, what is there in the word? This I have added, I have cleared my word, and immediately I incremented my h. H is pointing here, right? Then I am seeing I and s. So my word will become what? I and s. When I see a space here, then I am adding the previous word. The previous word is is. Is I am adding to wherever h is pointing. Immediately I will increment my h. H will point here. Immediately I will clear my word. My word will become empty string. then m and y I'm adding it to the word. Okay, m and y I'm adding it to the word, and I'm seeing a space here. So when I'm seeing a space, whatever is there in the word, add it to air of h. H is already pointing to 2, so my will come to this index. As soon as it comes, I'm incrementing my h. Agree or not? I'm incrementing my h. So don't think h is actually ready. H is waiting to enter your word there. H is showing you, this is where you have to store. H is showing you. Okay, fine. Let's see. As soon as I increment my h, word is empty string. My word becomes empty string. Word becomes empty string. Tell me, don't you think I will come here? Yes, still we are inside the string only. So it will compare. Is s dot k out of 5, is it equal to space? No, c is not equal to space. So c becomes part of a word. L becomes part of a word. All this becomes part of a word. All these, becomes part of a word. Okay, because all of them are inside a string, so I will go for all these indexes. When I goes for all these indexes, it will add everything to the word. Everything is added to the word. Then at the end, your for loop will end. When my for loop ends, what should I tell? When my for loop ends, I have to tell, hey, whatever is there in the word, add it to air of h. I have to tell. Okay, that's it. I have to tell what? I have to tell that, okay, after my for loop has ended, my AR of h is equals to word. This is what I have to tell. Okay, what I have to tell? AR of h is equals to word. Whatever is there in the word, what is there in the word? The last word is there in the word. The last word is there in the word. That you have shown in AR of h. Are you sure you have shown in AR of h? Yes, your h is ready waiting for you. Okay, that's it. Then after this, I am trying to print now. So watch here. So this is how you can get that output. Okay, so we got, this is my class. Okay, I hope you have understood. Please take notes of this. Take a notes of this. If you want, I can comment here. Split without, okay, without here keyboard problem. Okay, split without inbuilt, okay, method. Split without inbuilt method. Okay, so let's take this screenshot. I don't think screenshot is allowed. Okay, please write a notes there. Okay, so next, till where did I take the, okay, so I think I allowed it till here. So this for loop, and finally this. Okay, with the output, right? I think you need with the output. Okay, so you can take this. Okay, so I hope you understood, right? This is the program to split at spaces, right? What if you had like this, right? Now you want to split at what? You want to split at dot. Then don't count how many spaces are there, you count how many dot are there, and accordingly, okay, you have to change wherever there is space, everywhere you change it to that dot. Here also I have to make it as dot. I hope it is clear. Two locations there you are using space, those locations you have to use dot, and see, I am splitting it dot now. Okay, so I hope it is clear here. I hope it is clear. Okay, see, there is a dot here, right? There is a dot here. That is why what is happening here, this is my class, so it will split, and it will give us an extra empty string. Okay, fine, we got one extra empty string there. So this is how to split without inbuilt method. Now what I suggest you is, please watch this video again. Okay, rewind this and watch it again. Watch it in 2x speed. Watch it in 2x speed. Okay, because this concept is very important. Okay. Okay. So now let me tell you about something about null here. Okay, null. This question I have seen asked in an interview. They'll ask, what is null pointer exception? Okay, you have to understand what is null pointer exception, because trust me, when you are developing some softwares, okay, you know, these concepts are very important. That day I was developing one Flutter app, mobile app, and I got that null pointer exception. So I'll immediately know, okay, what is this exception? It means, what it means, how to overcome this problem. You'll get to know. Let's see what is this, null pointer exception. We'll look into that. So when I create object, if I tell string s is equals to, Rama, right? If I tell string s is equal to Rama, what is happening there? What is happening, right? Yes, watch here. I'll tell you what is happening. I have already told you, but let me tell again. When you tell like that, string s is equal to Rama, in the RAM, in the RAM, okay, in the RAM there is something called as heap, right? In the RAM there is something called as heap. So inside the heap, one object is created for you. That object has an address 1000. That what will be there? Rama will be there. Rama is the data part, right? But not only Rama, but its method will be there, right? Strings method, that is length method, substring method, toString method. All these methods will be there in this object. Who is pointing to this? Your s variable is pointing to that, which means s variable is containing that 1000, which is pointing to this address. Yes, s is pointing to one object there. S is pointing to one object. Now when I tell s dot length, watch here. If I tell s dot length, what does it mean? It means that go to this 1000th address. Okay, what's the value of s? S value is 1000. S dot length means you are telling 1000 dot length. You are telling 1000 dot length means you are telling go to the 1000th address, give me the length method you are telling. Okay, don't think in the 1000th address length method is there. Yes, length method is there. Agree or not? Yes. So I hope you are understanding. S dot length means you are telling go to that address and give me that length method. Fine. Okay. Now if I tell s is equals to null, okay, s is equals to null. What does it mean? How the memory is allocated now? This is my heap, right? This is my heap, right? Tell me, if I tell s is equals to null, will the object be present and will the null be there inside it? No. Okay, I want you to understand, if s is equals to null, it means that no object is created. Is it clear? Simple point. If anything is pointing to null, it means that s is a variable. Okay, let me write here. Yes, s is a variable who doesn't have any address. How do I tell that? By telling the value null. What's the meaning of null? Null means s is a variable who is not pointing to any object. S is, is a variable who is not pointing to any object, which means there is no object here in the heap. I want you to understand. Is it clear? Yes. If that is the case, okay, I can tell what? I can tell like this, string s is equals to null. Null means what? Null means there is no object. If there is no object, you tell me, if there is no object, tell me there is no object, right? There is no object. If there is no object, can I tell go inside that object and give me a length method? Can I tell give me a length method? See, I am telling s dot length. Can I tell give me a length method like that? Okay. Compilation no problem, right? But when I execute, watch here what is happening. Yes, I'll zoom it so that you will understand very clearly. Okay, what is happening here? Okay. As you can see, it is a null pointer exception. Okay, what it is? It is a null pointer exception. Okay, so when you will get a null pointer exception, if you operate on a null object, I can't say null object. If you operate on a null, you will get a null pointer exception. Okay, you only think logically, right? If object is not there, how can you get the methods which are present inside the object? Agree? If there is no human, how can you get a heart? How can you get beating heart? which will be present inside human. If you want a heart or lungs or kidney, first human should be there, object should be there, then you can access the heart, lungs and all. But here object is only not there. Same thing here also. S is not pointing to any object. S is equal to null means S is not pointing to any object. If S is not pointing to any object, how can you call the method? Now I want you to understand one thing. Okay, which method I can't call? Which method I can't call? You tell me. Don't you think there are two kinds of variables? Static variable and instance variable, right? Static variable and instance variable. What's the meaning of instance variable? Instance variable are those variables which are present inside the object. I have told very clearly in the beginning of the classes, instance variable and methods are present inside the object. Instance variables and methods are present inside the object. But static variables and static methods are not present inside the object. Agree or not? Yes, they are present in the class, right? So static variables and static methods are not present inside the object. Only instance variables and instance methods are present inside the object. Now your length is a instance method. Okay, length is a instance method. What I will do is, watch here. I will go to, okay, let me go to this, see in that program file. Let me show you the string class here, Java and JDK, and in that there is src. Inside the src, let's see, there is java dot, where is string class present? String class present in lang, because did you import string class? No, it is present in lang package. If you don't import anything, it is present in lang. Let me type yes, I'll get strings. Yes, there is a string class here. I will tell open it. I'll double click it. It will open. It has opened. Okay, nch. So why it is opening in that? So what I'll do is I'll tell right click and I'll tell okay, open. So it is opening in that. Okay, fine. Let's see. What I done is I have copied this and I pasted it in the D folder. Okay, I have pasted it in the D folder. I'll tell replace the file. Okay, I'll go to the D folder now, and in here there is a string class. Maybe I would like to open this with open it with edit plus. I will tell, okay, edit plus, choose default program, or yeah, more options. I will tell edit plus. Where is edit plus here? Okay, there is edit plus. Okay, yeah, it has opened in edit plus. Now if you notice, I told string is immutable, right? String buffer is mutable, string is immutable. See, whenever a class has final, okay, whenever a class has final, see, can you see the class string is a final here? Yes, final means immutable. Okay, final means immutable. Okay, that is fine. So let me search for length method. Control H I'll tell, or say Control F, find. Find for what? LENGTH, length method. GTH. I am searching for the length method. So if I search for the length method, I will search. Yes, I got a length method. See, length method. Don't think you can, if you call the length method, it will give an integer. Yes, return integer. Done. Okay, fine. That is fine. But if you notice your understanding, it is telling value dot length. It is, when you call the length method of a string, it is giving you what? Value dot length. Means, don't you think this is used for arrays here? Length method, length is variable for arrays, right? Which means, don't you think value is actually one array? Yes. Okay, internally when you create a string, array is also created. Is it clear? Okay, this is a concept you will know only if you understand the code here. Okay. Okay, now let's go for static. So can you see static here? No, if there is no static, it's an instance method, and instance method will present inside the object. Let me search for static, because I want to know what and all static are there. I'll tell find static comparator, static. Okay, let me search for static, some easy method. Okay, so yes, do you remember that I have taught you string dot value of method? Yes, don't you think value of method is accepting one object type object, value of method is returning one string. Yes, it is returning one string, and it is a static. Yes or no? Which means it's a static method. Static method are not present inside the object. It is present outside the object. Which means, right? Which means here you think and tell me. Here, if I tell s dot length, I got the error. I got the error. Why? Because length method is present inside the object, but there is no object. No object here, right? But now if I tell s dot, string dot value of, I'll call the value of method, string dot value of method. I'll tell value of yes. Simply I'll tell like this. Now, will it tell me error? Will it tell me error or not? Let's see. I'll compile, I'll execute. See, I did not get any error. I did not get any error. If you want, I can print this, right? So, system.out.println. I'll print this, and definitely I'll not get any error. So, that is what you have to understand, okay? S is still pointing to null only. S is still pointing to null. See, I got this, yes. If I write here 1, 2, 3, S 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'll get that only, right? Yes. Okay. I hope I know what you are thinking. You are thinking that, hey, the method is string dot value of, right? String dot value of. This is the method. But I told you, what did I tell you? I told you that if a method is static, right? If a method is static, you can call it by using class name also, or you can call it by using a reference also. So, string dot value of you can tell, or s dot value of you can tell, both are same. I have told this in my previous videos. That's why I'm telling each and every video, everything is very important. Please don't skip any point there. So, I'll compile and execute, I'll get the output. So, why I'm getting output now? Why? Because even though your s is null, means object is not there, no problem, because value of method is not present inside the object. Okay, value of method is present outside the object. So, here I'll write value of method is present, okay, is present outside the, okay, outside the object, okay, is present outside the object. So, we are able to do, we are able to print it. Yes, you take the notes of this. I hope it is clear, right? But if I tell s dot, s dot length, if I tell s dot length, you are asking length of a string object, but object is only not there. So, length method, okay, length, length, length method is present inside, it is present where? Inside the object. So, null pointer exception, so null pointer exception. I hope this is clear, that's all. So, I hope now when you will get null pointer exception, you will get null pointer exception if using if a variable is pointing to null. First of all, the variable should be pointing to null, and second of all, if you are accessing any property which is inside the object, then only. Okay, if you are accessing an instance variable, or if you are accessing instance method, only in these two cases you will be getting a null pointer exception. Okay, fine. So, I got exception here, and take this notes here, take these notes. Okay, simple. Okay, so see, in programming, most of the times what you have to do is you should learn how to do research. Okay, you should know how to search from the net, how to refer many sources and all. See, maybe if you notice, I have written SARGS. It doesn't matter. You write ARGS, you write AR, you write A. Anything is fine. Okay, but the variable here and the variable here should not be same. I can't write string S there and string S array here. Variable name should be different. Okay, it will show one error. Okay, it will show one error. S is already defined, so you can take any other variable AR. So this is one way. This brackets, you can cut it and you can write this side also. See, if I compile, no problem. It is valid. Okay, and there is one more valid syntax where 3 dots you have to tell, exactly 3 dots. Okay, if you tell 3 dots, this is also fine only. So these are the syntaxes which are allowed in Java. Okay, just try to do that. Okay, now, so we have seen inbuilt method of split, and I taught you about null pointer exception. Okay. Please learn other Java things, that is core Java. You have to learn inheritance, try to learn it. Okay, try to learn it. Okay. I have already given an example for core Java, right? Some inheritance topics I have taught you, okay, where I have showed you that there was animal class, there was dog class, right? In the animal class, one method was there that was inherited to the dog class. Fine. Okay. Okay. So now let's see. When I taught you split method, I told you there was some problem, right? What you have to do is you have to remove multiple spaces which are in the between, right? So if I have string s is equals to, right, if I have this space is my class, okay, if I have this, I have to print that new value of s, and I have told you using the inbuilt method it is simple. You have to tell s is equals to s dot replace all, because I'm going to use a regular expression here, so I have to tell replace all, s dot replace all. What I have to tell? Replace something with something. What is that something with something? What I have to tell is replace spaces with what? With a single space. I have to tell plus means what? Plus means to the previous character. So I'm telling if you're seeing one or more spaces, replace that with a single space. I'm telling. So this is one line program. Okay, you can write like this also. See, we have removed multiple spaces. So if you are thinking, what if spaces are there here also and at the end also, right? At the end also, what if multiple spaces are there? Now, will those spaces be removed by this replace all method? See, those spaces, as you can see, those spaces are not removed. What is happening here? All these spaces are replaced with single space. That is what is happening. If you want to remove the spaces which are beginning and end of a string, you have to tell my new s value is equal to old s value dot trim. Right? Yes, trim is a method which you have to use, okay, to remove the spaces beginning and end of a string. So in this way you will be getting this output. Yes, this is the direct way where you can remove the unwanted extra spaces. Please take this note. Okay, so our task is what? Our task is to remove these spaces in between. In the future classes I'll teach you how to implement trim implementation. Okay, as you can see, we are using the trim functionality, right? Inbuilt method. So without using inbuilt method, how do you trim? That also I will tell you. But that's the next topic. Now let's imagine that, let's imagine that our string is already trimmed. Our string is already trimmed, and our only task is to what? Our task is to remove the unwanted spaces from here. We have to remove the multiple spaces from here. Okay. So I can't use inbuilt method. Okay. So I hope you remember, right? When I taught you about string is mutable or immutable, I told about WhatsApp example. Remember WhatsApp example? Yes. So can you delete anything from a given string? You can't delete anything from a given string, but you can copy what you want. Remember in the WhatsApp group, we have to copy whom we wanted. Yes. So now let's try to understand whom should we copy, right? Whom should we copy? See, I have to write a for loop. I have to ask, hey, are you space? First of all, I have to create a new string. Agree or not? I have to create a new string t. T is equal to empty string. I have to create. In this new string t, what should I tell? First I have to print t. I have to print the t. T means the new WhatsApp group. I have to print. In this new WhatsApp group, who are allowed? Multiple spaces are not allowed. Agree or not? In the new group, multiple spaces are not allowed. Then who are allowed? Non-space characters are allowed. That's what I'll do is first I'll write on for loop. In the for loop, int I should start from 0. Okay, I should start from 0. I is less than s dot length. I is less than s dot length. I'll tell I plus plus. What should I check? I have to first check. Hey, is that s dot char at of I? Okay, is that s dot char at of I? Is it equal to or I can tell directly, is it not equal to space? I'm asking if that s dot char is not equal to space, then t is equals to t plus s dot char of I. Agree? Yes. So what am I telling? I'm telling if the character is not equal to space, t, is t equal to space? No, t is not equal to space. If not equal to space, add it to the string t. I'm telling. Okay. Then I will increment h is also not equal to space, add it to the string. Then comes I. I is also not equal to space, add it to the T. S you are seeing, S is also not equal to space, add it to the T. Okay. Now when you are seeing spaces, here you have to be careful. Should you add this space? No. Should you add this space? No. Should you add this space? No. Should you add this space? Yes. Out of all these spaces, one space you have to add. Which space you have to add? If you add this space, right, what will happen? What will happen? If you add this space, you are not sure whether this is the first space or the last space. If you add this space, you have to add this space also, and all those things are there. How do you make sure that you are always adding the last space? The last space is nothing but the ith character is a space, but the next character is not equal to space. Agree or not? Okay. The ith character is a space. Ith character is a space, but I plus 1th character is not a space. So what I have to tell is, hey, space is simply space, you don't add it. See, I agree that I need a space. Agree or not? This is my class. One space should be there. Which space you want to add? Right? Which space you want to add? If it is not a space, directly add it. But if it is a space, copy only those spaces which is where ith character is a space, but I plus 1th character is not a space. Okay. So if I write a string T here, watch here. Okay. So this is my string T. Is ith character space? Yes. 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 Is not. Yes. Sorry. It's not equal to space. Yes. Yes is also not equal to space. But when I am seeing this space, is it equal to space? Yes. If it is a space, it is not a problem. It is not a problem at all. I have to copy spaces. But which space I have to copy? I have to copy those spaces where ith character is a space and the next character is not equal to space. So that space I am adding, this space I am adding. Then I will come to this index. Is this ith character? Is it a space? No, not equal to space. Add that I. Add that yes. When I am seeing a space, don't add this space, don't add this space, but add this last space where ith character is a space and I plus 1th character is not a space. So that space I am adding. Then M is added, then Y is added. Then after that, I am not adding these spaces, but I am adding this space where ith character is a space, but I plus 1th character is a not a space. So that space I am adding. Okay, then CLA, yes. So that logic I have to write here. Okay, what I have to write? I'll clear all. I have to write, okay, if that condition is false, else if one more condition can be true. What is that? S dot char at, okay, S dot char at of I, right? S dot char of I, it can be equal to space. It is equal to space. And S dot char at of I, okay, it should not be equal to space character. I hope it is clear here. Okay, S dot ith character equal to space, and such characters T is equals to T plus S dot char at of I. I have to add that I, and finally I have to print the T. Let's see whether this is working or not. Then I'll trace how it is working. Don't worry. So this is my class. It is telling. Okay. So what's the problem here? Let's see what's the problem. So okay, I plus, okay, sorry, I told I, okay, I plus 1th character should not be equal to space. Okay, I plus 1th character. Compile and execute. Yes, we got the output. This is my class. We got the output. So let me trace how it is working. Okay, what you have to understand is you have to understand where your I is currently. That is very important. So now I'll tell my I value is here. Okay, initially my I value is here. S dot character of I. Okay, I'll write my string T. I'll write my string T here in the cross manner. I will write in a cross manner. Okay, this is our string T. First it will compare. What is S dot character of I? S dot character of I is T. Yes, T is not equal to space. Whatever is not equal to space, I am adding it. Agree? Yes. H, I, yes, I am adding it. All of them, I will come here, I will come here, I will come here. Now understand here, when I comes here, what is S dot character of I? Space. Don't think space is equal to space, but they are asking space is not equal to space. Condition is false. If this if condition is false, it will check the else if condition. Okay, what it is asking is the ith character is equal to space. Yes, our ith character is equal to space, but it needs one more condition to be true so that it can add it to the string t. What condition? It is asking, okay, this character can be space, but the next character should not be equal to space. Okay, it is telling this is the last chance. You can be space, but the next character can't be space. So only one space has to be there. It is telling, but I value is this. What is I plus 1th character? This is I plus 1th character, right? I plus 1 character is also space. Is space not? So here condition false. So this will not, nothing will execute. Nothing will execute. Here I will increment. This is space and next is also space, but in this case this ith character is a space, but I plus 1th character is not a space. So I hope there you have understood. So this is our program to remove multiple spaces. Please take this screenshot. Okay, you can't take screenshot, take the notes. So that's it for today's class. What I want you to do is I want you to think for trim functionality. Imagine you have this is my class. Okay, you have this this is my class. Okay, there will be spaces in the beginning of a string and end of a string. Okay, without inbuilt method, you can use length method and all simple methods. You can use caret method, length method and all. How do you remove these extra spaces? This is your homework for you. Tell me in the WhatsApp group your solution. Okay, yes. So thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next video.